Chapter 5, The One Mind, Active Through Man. We have learned that the discovery of God has to be linked up inevitably with self-discovery, that the universe in which we live is spiritual and not material, that there is only one mind, to which time and space are nothing, and that this mind of God is really our mind. We learn, too, that there is one substance, the substance of our mind, which is always active in the soul and ready to take form on the surface. Since the whole process through which the I Am works is one of consciousness, one must look to consciousness for everything needful in his life. Man is solely dependent upon himself, upon his own consciousness and the power of his own mind. He becomes masterful to the degree that he is able to harmonize his consciousness with his own divine mind and to recognize that mind is the substance of all things. Mind does not become things, it is things. The thought which we must keep in mind is that God consciousness does not change or add anything to us. Our only purpose is to reveal the life principle and power of the universal mind and God. When we treat or attempt to move negative conditions such as disease and poverty, we are recognizing two powers and binding the negative condition to us. We are unconsciously admitting that the good we seek does not exist. Jesus said, "I am come not to destroy, but to fulfill." Even a thought about lack or a desire to add substance to ourselves is to discredit the mind, which is the substance of all things. The positive qualities of the I Am will always become visible when we drop from our consciousness the belief in the negative qualities. Creation is finished, and it is perfect. There is actually nothing to heal or to be added from the outside. God is that which I am. My purpose is not to demonstrate things, nor to reveal or to give out from my center what that center is. I can do that only by keeping myself in absolute harmony with that which I am. Acknowledge him in all the ways. I am saved from all untoward circumstance only by virtue of what I am, by the life principle of the universal mind. I am the way, the truth, and the life. My mission is to cooperate with the universal consciousness in my own mind. The circumstance of my life will automatically express the harmonious action of my thought. Any attempt to move anything out of the body or the circumstance, anything which does not have a cause in divine mind, will nullify the demonstration. Disagreeable conditions have no existence whatever outside of consciousness. Therefore we must look to our own thoughts for solution of our problems. The human body and the body of one's affairs will automatically express the prevailing state of thought in the mind. When we discover that our mind is the mind of God, that his power is our power, we shall be so close to him that it will be in everything we do. When the I Am is given dominion over our consciousness, it works perfectly. Realizing this, we can walk perfectly, hear perfectly, and see perfectly. Let this mind be in you. Freedom is assured when we let go of the personal sense, the consciousness of the body, which we have so long separated from the universal mind of God. To tell a blind man that he can see or a lame man that he can walk is the truth of the omnipresent self. He may desire to know this, try to imagine or pray that it is so, but until he is conscious only of the I Am within him as the center of his sight or his walking, nothing will happen. When one is absolutely relaxed, conscious only of being conscious, when he has taken his attention away from himself and from his world and fixed his attention only upon the I Am within him, he will be in tune with everything in the universe and have dominion over it. Behold, I am he that should come, and the government shall be upon his shoulders. The presence that will finally rule our lives is now offering a full salvation through our consciousness. But flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom. While we are at home in the body of material thought, we are absent from the Lord. All flesh must be spiritualized. We must surrender all ideas of bondage. Our senses are really God's senses. When we realize this, we cannot have poor eyesight, poor hearing, poor health, or poor anything. I Am sees through our eyes, hears through our ears, and thinks through our minds, works through our bodies. He is all in all. I Am declares health and power in every corpuscle, every vein, every cell, every nerve, and every atom of the body, saying unto them, Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. I Am will fill the body to overflowing with divine power and health, for I Am is within every cell, and every cell is alive with the universal substance of I Am. When he, the Spirit of truth, has come, he will guide you into all truth. The Spirit of truth is the I Am of the universal mind. When man recognizes that his consciousness is one with the I Am consciousness, the recognition will guide him into all truth. We cannot change the truth, but we can change the manifestation of the law. There is no lack of substance in the great universal mind of God, but it is impersonal. Man can always enter the stream of this universal substance through the intelligence and power of his own I Am, but he can never approach it through the personality or human intellect. Only by surrendering the finite belief in a personal mind and personal self and personal desire that continually tries to demonstrate substance is it possible to enter the very substance itself. He that loses his life shall find it in the universal source. The only thing that can be lost or set aside are the false belief of the limited personal self. Divine substance and power cannot function in a divided or personal consciousness. The mind must be one and the attitude impersonal before we can experience the power. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. The impersonal life is the I Am or spiritual consciousness which says, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily. The cross represents the universal mind of God through which the false beliefs of personal consciousness are denied or set aside by the God consciousness. By lifting one's thought to the universal mind, one crosses out all that is opposed to or at variance with God. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. The truth can only be known as the entire consciousness is surrendered to the universal mind, which is oneness, wholeness, and completeness. The law must be fulfilled in our consciousness by the clear perception that God is all. Merely thinking the truth never changes anyone. It is the conscious knowing of the truth that changes man from a material to a spiritual basis. Knowing the truth means to have the true idea of principle or God and the true idea of man. The word principle used so frequently in our lesson means the law of God, the I Am, universal mind, spiritual substance, the omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscience of our own minds. One cannot think of a word principle without losing the thought of the personal. Since the true nature of God is impersonal, the word will gradually clear the concept of a personal God subject to all limitations which personality connotes. As we vibrate or think in the universal mind, we have the consciousness of unity. The stronger our consciousness, the more we are able to receive. A simple illustration will make this point clear. A piece of ice is placed in a glass of water. The atoms of ice, as we know, are vibrating at a lower rate. The atoms of water are vibrating at a higher rate. If the ice is all allowed to remain in the water long enough, it will melt, and after a time it will become water. The ice disappears as ice and is changed back to water because the rate of its vibration is increased. All the atoms in the glass then vibrate at the same rate. Vibration is at the base of all form. It is independent of physical force. When we learn how to vibrate consciously in the universal mind, we shall know that we are one with the substance of I Am. The highest vibrations and the greatest power are silent. When we enter the silence, we change our rate of vibration from the slow and negative to the fast and positive. We lose our sense of the personal as we merge with the impersonal I Am. Ye shall receive power when the Holy Spirit is come upon you. When we become one with the Spirit, Spirit enters into us and we enter into what? It manifests through us as perfect being. Let there be light. God thought and wrought. Then word was spoken. That which was authoritatively affirmed was done, and there was light. It makes little difference whether we review this record of creation as allegory or actuality, as spiritual or material, as fable or fact. Something within us responds, and we are led to rational and helpful deductions. Consciousness becomes clear, and through this crystal we see the spectrum of that light, which needs no record to prove that it is a manifestation of God. It is the light in which we see light. We see friendliness, compassion, helpfulness, love, service, truth, faith, harmony, peace, hope, wisdom, plenty, and these attributes reveal the life more abundant. They reveal God, creation. Instead of dismissing the formless void from thought, the Creator projected it into the illumination of the light of his mind, and behold, there was the somethingness called earth, with its color, wealth, beauty, grandeur, its utility and possibilities for the habitation of mankind, and the vastness of the starry depth of space. Is it not significant that all the days of God's creating are, according to the record, made of first an evening and then a morning? From the twilight to the mist and the seeming absence of light, to the awakening dawn and the beauty and glory of noon's effulgence. The day is commenced and done in the glorious illumination of infinite mind. Subsequently came one whose teaching bears witness to the light. The light which was discerned even in degrees could never be completely extinguished. Mankind might, and from its limited viewpoint would, seek more light, but never again would it be lost to man in an unutterable darkness of the formless void. When the green light shone, the darkness disappeared forever, and the light of the world is seen to be the light of our life. Everything was created by the illumined Word, and everything thus created was good. The Word defined cannot be disassociated from right ideas, and the Word realized in right action gives man dominion. In the main, unexpressed ideas are of as little value to mankind as is their expression without realization. Expression is a necessary preliminary to the realization, which is a dominion of right ideas. Your expression, whether in character or in performance, is the responsibility that you owe to the rest of the world for your awareness of the power, ability, and strength that the radiant energy of the life bestows upon you. You receive light that you too may bear witness to the light, and this is the duty you owe to God and to man made in His image. You are unfaithful steward if you leave right ideas in the silence, if you do not act upon them and bring them into useful service. The way is revealed to us through the right ideas which come in the silence. Such ideas are mental representations of possible realities. They are mental pictures of circumstance and conditions, or projects of things we desire, purpose of plan which are capable of being realized. You will find that the infinite light, which is the reflection of God, still illumines a dark place on the earth, and that it is the true light that lights every willing man in a way wherein he should go. But there is a spirited man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth him understanding. Speak to him, thou, for he hears, and spirit with spirit can meet. Closer is he than breathing, and near than hands and feet.